Hello, I bought my Reiju deck today. So the leader effect is when a Dawn is returned back to the Dawn deck, you draw a card. Doesn't matter if it's rested or active. It really lets you build up advantage. The only con to this leader itself is that it's 4 life, which is not the best into Blue Docky. But this deck does have tops in OP09, and it is a really good budget deck. Because most of the cards are dirt cheap. You can probably get this deck for under $50, and it has new support coming out in OP10 and OP11. First up, I have the 4 cost pudding. So when you play it, your opponent has to shuffle all cards in the hand of their deck, and then they draw 5 new cards. So while most of the time it might seem like a dead card, but against Enel and other yellow decks where they just start building up advantage and building up momentum, the pudding lets them shuffle it back and they draw 5. It's a really good body, and even if you're not, like, the Enel matchup is super hard without the pudding, but even if it's not Enel, the card never feels dead because it's a 1k counter. But the effect's really good. Even if your opponent has 5 cards and you're trying to make a swing and you know that they've been searching 2k counters, you can reset their hand, so it lets you make pushes too. I cut the Yonji, which is the blocker, so I only play red, blue, and purple of the Vinsmokes. So each Vinsmoke has the effect where you return 1 Dawn back to the Dawn deck, and then you trash them, and then you play the big ones. Each of them have unique effects, but the Ichiji will give one of your opponent's characters a -2000, and then it gains Rush. So a lot of times the deck, you don't really want to attack characters, but rather the leader. So the -2000 doesn't come up that much, unless my opponent has an active blocker, then I -2000 it, so that way I can still beat over the blocker even if they have counters. The judge lets you play all the smaller ones, so then you can cheat out the bigger ones. So you play Ichiji, Niji, and Reiji, and then when it's played, and you trash them all to bring back their bigger ones. The Sora, it mainly a 2k counter, but it lets you add back your smaller bodies, and you can go back into a bigger body, especially if you're starting to lose momentum. The Niji is the same as the Niji, like the baby one, but the big one lets you KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 2 or less, or return one of your opponent's characters 4 or less to the hand. So lets you clear their blockers is why this is really played, because when you make a push with the judge, it brings out HEG, but when you're playing judge, it's late game, so they probably might have a blocker or some way to stop something. So that's when you play the Niji to get rid of their blocker. Next I have Reiju. So the Reiju baby effect is the exact same, but the big one lets you draw 2 cards. An important caveat of each of these is that their effects will only trigger if you have equal or less Dawn than your opponent. So you have to be really careful, because you don't want, especially if you're not able to minus Dawn really quickly, and your opponent's also another purple deck, and they start eating up at their own Dawn, it could get like really hard for you to play these guys out. And this gets even harder with Black Maria, which is why I don't play Black Maria unless I go really minus in Dawn. I never just play it out. But next, I'm going to go over the Foxy engine. The Foxy engine starts with Porsche, so you Dawn -1, look at the top 5, add 1 Foxy Pirate card, and then you play 1 4000 or lower power purple character from your hand. So the targets from the Porsche are Tony Tony Chopper and Gina. Gina is just a 2k counter, don't even worry about the effect. The Chopper, I play it when I have like a little bit of wiggle room. When my opponent isn't applying pressure is when I play the Chopper. So it lets you add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck rested, and it's a blocker, but it's also a 1k counter, so you might just keep it in hand just for that. But the best push with Porsche is Porsche, and then you play Ichiji, and then this Ichiji plays this Ichiji. Because this one has 4000 or less power, and it lets you cheat out this. And even if you have Yuji and you need to clear something, and then play this. Black Maria, as I said before, it can go against you sometimes if your opponent's playing with a purple deck, But either way, this card is still a mandatory 4 because if you have 5 Dawn cards from your Dawn deck rested, but then you do return them. But the thing is that if you're really losing on card advantage, you can play Black Maria, gain the Dawn, and then you return them back, and then you can draw off the Reiju, which can be kind of cool, because then you get your Dawn, some of your Dawn back for your next turn and your card in hand. The Germa Kingdom is really good. This is the card that you usually want to mulligan for, but it lets you pitch a card, look at top 3, add a Germa, and send the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck. So I really like adding HGG off of it, or pitching the HGG and then looking off. So this, with the Porsche, really lets you be aggressive, because the Porsche lets you act on your 3 Dawn turn, but even if you're going second and you're on your 4 Dawn turn, these two are combo, and the deck just feels really, really solid as it's able to continue comboing off. So this was the new Reiju card that I was talking about, comes in OP11. So on play, if you're leader as the Facebook family, you can look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 German type, and add to your hand and have the remaining cards to the trash. So obviously it might not be like raw playing it, but it can be cheated out with the 2-cost Reiju. So as this new support, and I'm assuming that this card, that version of this card, is gonna come out for the GG and for the UG. So there will be a 7 version, cost version, and a 6 cost version. So this is the OP10 Foxy I was talking about. It's a 2K counter, and its activate main effect is good, lets you trash it, and then draw a card. So this will most likely be replacing the Gina, and there was an OP10 Reiju list that already topped with the Foxy. So this is why I think Reiju is probably the best budget pickup for this format. So as you can see, this deck will run you only $40 without shipping, according to Limitless TCG. That I'm assuming that this is TCG player prices, but as I said, probably one of the best budget decks that you can pick up, especially for now and for the future, as I talked about the previous 2 new cards, which will probably result in even more new cards, because as I said, there still hasn't been one released for the Ichiji and for the Niji, so we'll just have to see what happens down the road. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.